Hello guys, Assalamu alaikum. In today's lecture, we are going to learn how to build a ChatGPT application using Flutter and OpenAI. So first of all, we will create a new Flutter project. The project name will be ChatGPT Flutter. The platforms will be only Android and iOS, and we will uncheck other platforms. Right, click on create. So the Android Studio is going to create a new Flutter project. So the basic Flutter project is ready. Now we will remove extra code and comments. Now first of all, we will make a design for our application. Then we will implement the OpenAI APIs. Right. can see our front end part is ready, right? Now we will implement our backend part. For this, first of all, we will create new directory here, name it as network. Here we will make our new class, new dart file, API client, right? The class name will be API client, right? Here we will write our backend code, right? You can write all your code inside home screen, but this is not a good practice. That is why we have created a separate file, name it as API client, and make a new class API client. Here we will write our backend code. First of all, in order to move toward backend, we need a package. We need this HTTP package in order to make HTTP requests, right, to over the OpenAI API, right? I hope you all know how to add a new package in Flutter. We will write Flutter pub add HTTP. Here is the documentation of OpenAI. There will be a post request. You can hit a post request on this URL. This is the URL. Just copy it. This is URL. Now here we will create a new function. Name is it as post request, right? Here we will when a user will write a message, any question, and click on a button, this function will be called post request, and that question will be passed here in type string. You can name it as message, question, anything you want. This will be an async function, right? In a return, user will get something dynamic, right? Now we will write our API call in a try catch block, right? Try catch block. So here we will write our HTTP exception. We will get exception here. Let me explain this. When we write our code inside try block here, and for example there is an exception, network fail, or anything, any exception that can be occur, we will handle this exception in here catch block, right? Catch block, we will print that error message, e dot message, right? And we will return null here. For example, user hit a post request function and in try block there is an exception, then user will get a null in a return, right? So here final result, inside HTTP package there is a function name as post, right? Inside post, first of all we'll need to give an a URL, right? URI dot what's URL, right? After that we need to give headers, so we can see our headers here, right? There are two headers, content type application JSON. Let me copy this. and paste it here. Alright, this is first header. The second header is authorization. So the authorization, in authorization we need there is another thing, OpenAI API key, right? We can get you can get this API key here from this link. In order to get this API key, you need to sign up on OpenAPI website. After sign up, you can access this page, API keys, platform.openai.com/API keys. Here you can create your API key, right? So I have already created this API key. You can create a new API key, secret key here. Here you can name it as you want, then click create secret key. You will get a secret key, right? So you need to write your API key here. So I will paste up my API key here in later, right? So let me fill other part of post request. Here we will give a body, JSON encode. Here we will write our body part, right? So inside body part, first of all we need to give model. Here we will write our model, GPT 3.5 turbo. After that we will give our message and temperature. Let me copy and paste it. Right, so here inside content we need to give our message that a user has been asked message, right? Here we will write a message. So we will get a result, a response in our result variable. Now we will check if the status code is 200, then it means the response is successful, right? Let me check this. If result dot status code is equal to 200, it means the operation is successful. So we will print here our response, result dot body, right? Here it will print our whole result, right? And we need to return something back. This is necessary. So what we need to do, let me show this. This is a response. Here you can see this is whole response. If our status code is 200, then we will get this response, right? So we don't need all this response, we just need our answer. User asks a question, here you can see, and ChatGPT return answer here, right? We need this just this content, right? So for this we just need to enter in this is our JSON response, right? And we need choice, and inside choice we need first this. After this we need this message. After that we need content, then we will get this one, right? So let me implement this. So keep in mind the result dot body, this response is in a string, right? We need to convert this into a JSON format, right? Let me create a new variable, name is data, right? Here JSON decode, right? So here we will convert our result dot body. Right, now it will convert our body into a JSON. You can see this is a JSON. Now we have this JSON in a variable data, so we need to return this data back. Return data. So what we need to return, we need inside this JSON we need choices, right? Here we can write choices, right? Choices. Inside a choices we need this first choice. So this is, you can see in the choices is array. You can say it array or list, and inside this is a first object. We need this first object. For first object we will write here 0 for the first object. This is first object, so we are here. So inside this first object we need message, right? Here type a message, right? So inside a message we need content, right? Inside here we will write content. So finally we got this one. This is an answer. So kindly understand this once again. User call this function post request and send a message. You can say it question. User ask a question, right? We hit this URL, right? Using post method, and we got a result, right? And we checked here, for example, if a result dot status code, the status code is 200, it means our request is successful, and we got our response, this response, right? In this response we need this content. This is answer from ChatGPT, right? So we got result dot body. This is in a string. We need to convert this string into our JSON, right? This is the method JSON decode to convert our string into JSON. So our whole response has been converted into JSON in form of this variable, right? So here we got choices, first object, inside message and content. So we got this one, right? So we return it. And for example, our status code is not 200, then what will happen? Then return null. So right, our this part is okay. Then we will move here inside home screen. Here we will create a new function, name it as send request, right? This will be an async function. This is elevated button. When user will click this button, the send request function will be called. Send request function will be called. So what will happen? First of all, we should show a progress bar, right? In order to show a progress bar, we need a variable boolean variable name as loading. Its default value will be false, right? So when user will click this button, first of all we need to change the loading value into true, right? Loading will be true. After that we will call that function. That function we have created in API client. In order to call this function, we need to make this static. That is why If the function is static, then we can call it directly by its class name, right? Here, API client dot post request. Here we will send our message. So our message, our question is variable question dot text, right? After calling this function, we will get a result or response. So we will create a variable result, and because this is post request is an async function, so we will need to use keyword await, right? Result, right? Here we will check. There are two possibilities. The result will be string or null. Here you can see there are two possibilities. User will get an answer in string, or user will get a null, right? If result is not null, it means we are done, right? If result is not null, then we have created our variable answer text, right? So we will assign our response to this function, this variable, right? So if result is not null, it means our operation is successful. Then answer text is equal to result. We will write this in set state function, right? And other operation, we will make this text field empty, right? Because when user will click this button and a request will be sent, after that, when response will return, then this text box will be clear, will be empty. Question dot clear, right? And another thing, after that response, we need to change the value of this loading, right? Here we will change the value of loading variable into false, right? Now we need to show the progress bar, because we don't create here progress bar. You can see in our design here before elevated button. Here we will use the condition if loading is true, then we will show progress bar, circular progress indicator. If loading variable is true, then user will see a circular progress indicator, else otherwise this button will be shown, right? I hope you got everything. So one thing is missing here, this answer text. We don't use this, so we will use it here inside list view. We'll run text answer text. Let me increase the size. Let me use this one. That's not body large, right? Copy with height will be 1.5, right? Everything is okay. Just we need this API key, secret API key. So there are two methods. One is that you can paste your API key directly here, right? But this is not a best practice to use your secret key inside your code, right? So we will see both methods. First of all, we will paste our key here and test the app. Let me paste here. So I just pasted my API key here. Now our application is ready. Now we can use it. Let me enter a question. What is Flutter? Right, congratulations. You can see the answer here. If you see here log, all the response is here, right? This is JSON response. You can see here. This is whole response that we print here. You can see inside API key, and here because we print this one. This is whole response here, right? So let me show this inside. In bottom we can use a property list view reverse true. It will show it at bottom. This is good, right? So it was the first method to use your API key directly here. This is not a good practice, right? Now I will show you the better way to use your API secret keys, right? So there is a package flutter.env, right? You need to add this package, this plugin. Let me add this flutter pub add flutter.env package. So I will show you everything from the documentation. Do not worry. Our package has been added. You can use this one. First of all, we will create a file, name it as .env in our project. Here, new file .env. So file has been created. Here we can paste our API key variable. Here we will paste our API key. So here is our. Now we can close this one and remove this one, right? Go to the documentation. So we need to add this file in pubspec.yaml file, right? Same like this, right? Here .env and pubget. Right. After that, according to documentation, let me implement this one. Inside main function, we need to add this line. When application will start, we need to load this file. Here, load file, add dependency, right. When our application will run, first of all, this file will be loaded, right? .env. Now, after that, we can use all the variables inside this application by using this function .env, right? So here, after barrier, we can use this one like this. Let me import this, right? Here we can use same variable name as we used inside .env file. Variable name is API key, right? API, nice. So everything is okay. Now your API key is secure, right? Our application has been run. Now let me ask another question. What is Android Studio? Nice. You can see it is working nicely, right? I hope you are happy to learn how to make ChatGPT application using Flutter and OpenAI. Thanks.